Hi there. Today I want to talk about something that is probably not, it's not uplifting, but it's part of our reality that we need to face, and it's something that many of us need to reduce in our lives. And that is the fact that television is a weapon. It is a mind control weapon that brainwashes and dumbs down the public. There are many, many patents for how television and other technologies are used as mind control. I'll include some in the description, and some are discussed in my notes here. One is for sure. Okay. So, some of you might have looked at the title and thought, there's no way. I love TV. TV's to help you relax. There's no way it's a weapon. Yeah, TV does help you relax. As a matter of fact, it puts you into a hypnotized brain state where you are more apt to blindly follow the programming rather than thinking for yourself. Now, I'm in no way, shape, or form trying to change anyone's mind. I know that I can't do that or what have you. I just want to share my own experience, my own findings, and I can tell you that I have cut TV out of my life, and life is so much better. I do not have, like this whole coronavirus thing, I have no fear. My children don't have fear. I mean, I see my mother, afraid to go to the grocery store, and it's just... It's insanity, and it's sad, and it needs to stop. I think about the minds of the kids sitting out there scared to death to leave their homes right now because of the invisible boogeyman that they have made up to distance us and keep us from connecting and keep us from awakening. And we need to turn off their programming and quit feeding them our energy. So, I don't care about being right here or whatever. I'm just here to share my message. I hope someone benefits from it. That's all I ever hope. Certain things just don't sit right in my gut, and TV is one of them, and I feel like I have to say something. So, television. Look at the word. Tell-lie-vision. It visually tells you lies. Now, words have huge power. Words are spells. Okay? And it is no coincidence that television is spelled the way that it is. Quite the opposite. I would venture to say that it was a very well thought out name. Now, I did not locate who named it. TV is a mind control weapon, and it is being used very effectively on humanity today. Televisions can also become Black Mirror portals. Black mirrors become an entryway for low vibrational energies to enter your home. All mirrors are potentially an entryway for good or bad spirits. However, black mirrors seem to only attract negative energies. You won't find benevolent forces coming out of the television. I would say that the movie Poltergeist is a type of disclosure that alludes to this. The fact that terrible things come out of the TV. But I don't want to concentrate on how TV is potentially a Black Mirror portal. I want to concentrate on it being a mind control weapon in this presentation. American television is truly the boob tube, and it controls the perception of the masses very carefully through filtered information, keeping the people duped and deceived in check. Keeping people duped, deceived, and in check to serve the pleasure of the U.S. government and other governments around the world. Television dumbs down the population. The television is a weapon system used to manipulate the mind of the viewer into suspending normal human discernment and judgment. It is capable of telling us things which we know are not true, but are implanted in our minds forcibly, without regard to logic. It is estimated the average American, starting at the young, ripe age of 2 years old, watches more than 34 hours of television per week, plus an additional 3 hours of other media. recorded media. Which I don't know exactly what is in that statistic. But whatever, 34 hours a week. I know I don't watch it that much. I don't watch anything that much. And I do track my screen time. I don't spend any time. I spend like 20 some hours a week on a device. And I'm home all day. Anyways, we, all humans, are being victimized by international corporations and governments. When I look at what's done to us, I just cannot fathom why most people cannot see how we are being intentionally harmed. And furthermore, why people are not angry enough to stand up and peacefully do something about it. And the answer to why people are still asleep after all the harm which has been done to them is due to the fact that most people are honest and good people. And they don't fathom that the people are evil. When someone who the people feel is credible tells them something, they tend to believe them. And it's hard for someone to believe that someone that they trust would harm them. And the level of harm that's a certain group of humans with a lot of power and money go to harm the masses is astounding, and it is hard to fathom. And the lies are so big, it's hard to grasp at times. The television news and the government are still highly credible to most people, even though it has been proven time and time again that both of these institutions lie to us constantly and even do us personal harm. Watching TV puts the brain into an alpha state, which is linked to relaxed states, meditation, and increased suggestibility, meaning it is basically a state similar to hypnosis. By watching TV, we are put into a form of mind fog, which is just blank and empty nothingness. Researchers have said that watching television is similar to staring at a blank wall for several hours. Television is actually a series of rapid images opposed to an unbroken stream, which is what causes our brains to enter into this alpha state and continues to draw our attention to the screen. By turning the television off and reading instead, our brains enter into a beta state, which is linked to logical and critical thinking. The more we watch TV, the more we go into alpha brainwave states, the slow and receptive pattern that accepts images and suggestion into the consciousness less critically. A state of hypnosis is induced by the alpha frequency, where you are content to just sit and continue watching. Going from the beta to an alpha wave state can affect how we feel, making it pleasurable to induce an alpha wave relaxed state and watching the TV, thereby making it addictive as a habit to veg out. Kicking the habit seems to be hard for many people to do. For some reason, they are drawn to spend time and pay attention to the TV. We are in a lower mental state, less evaluative, less critical, less able to discern truth from falsity, reality from unreality. There are many ideas based on images we receive that we would normally reject or at least question under normal conditions. Whereas with television, this functionality is impaired. We are filled with both images of half-truth and propaganda, but also images that distract and divert our attention from social realities of the world with banal, pointless, irrelevant, mind-numbing fodder and entertainment to keep us stimulated. Yeah, some of the stuff on TV is just so stupid. I don't understand how people could sit there and watch that. It just, oh my gosh. Switching our attention constantly seems addictive as well. We are drawn to short attention activity, checking our messages, notifications, looking for attention from somewhere. Time and attention is also fractured in watching frame-breaking, split-second scenes and rapid temporal shifts in plots. Reality doesn't operate this way, but technology has allowed imagery to be manipulated. Images are broken up, shifting from one to the other, requiring our attention to keep up with all the constant changes, leading us to develop attention deficits and a need for attention-grabbing visual stimulus. Reality doesn't match up and becomes too slow and boring. Here's the abstract from a U.S. patent on technology involving television and computer monitors. Now listen to this. It's in quotes. Physiological effects have been observed in a human subject in response to stimulation of the skin with weak electromagnetic fields that are pulsed with certain frequencies near half a hertz or 2.4 hertz, such as to excite a sensory resonance. Many computer monitors and TV tubes, when displaying pulsed images, emit pulsed electromagnetic fields of sufficient amplitudes to cause such excitation. It is therefore possible to manipulate the nervous system of a subject by pulsing images displayed on a nearby computer monitor or TV set. For the latter, the image pulsing may be embedded in the program material, or it may be overlaid by modulating a video stream, either as an RF signal or as a video signal. The image displayed on a computer monitor may be pulsed effectively by a simple computer program. For certain monitors, pulsed electromagnetic fields capable of exciting sensory resonances in nearby subjects may be generated even as the displayed images are pulsed with subliminal intensity. So basically that's saying that we're going to use the TV. We found that the TV can manipulate people, and so we're going to use it to do that, and we can do it subliminally, as well as you can embed it, or you can just pulse the images in the right frequency. On August 26, 1930, Philo Taylor Farnsworth received patent 1,773,980 for the first television system. Farnsworth, who was born in Beaver, Utah, produced the first all-electric television at the age of 20. Farnsworth's television patents covered scanning, focusing, synchronizing, contrast control, and power. Farnsworth also invented the first cold cathode ray tubes and the first simple electronic microscope. In 1984, Farnsworth was inducted into the National Inventors Hall of Fame. It sounds a little suspicious. I don't know if the television was created with the intent of mind control. I don't. But if you examine the name, you might feel it was created that way. It was at least created with the intent to do something negative to the public, I would say. Television, visually telling you lies. Whoever named television knew that it would lie to the people. Now, did Farnsworth, was his invention that he came up with, did he come up with the name television? I don't know. Possibly not. But those in power in this world quickly realized the potential of television to brainwash the masses and its possible uses as a mind control tool that would push their nefarious agendas. The TV literally hypnotizes us, and subliminal messages can easily be put in between frames. And cyclical repeated programming quickly and effectively programs the masses. Programming isn't called programming by coincidence. TV literally programs us with what to think. And many humans aren't of the mindset to question everyone and everything as if they're lying. Those of us that have awoken to the truth now probably see people that way, but prior to, we often did not. There are over 34 patents that have been issued for using technologies for psychological mind control that include using the television. And whether or not the TV was created as a weapon, like I said, I haven't been able to determine, but I have found that it is used as a psychological mind control tool, and it has significant effects on the brainwaves of human beings. And the media was also created as a mind control tool. Journalism initially started out as a field of people with good intentions to spread information to the public. But as small companies were taken over and the media became controlled by the elites, we began to see more and more groupthink programming and incorrect information. Once full control of the media was obtained, then we started seeing major false flags like 9/11, the Boston Marathon bombing, Sandy Hook, Las Vegas shooting, etc. It has gotten to the point that many of the masses don't believe something happened unless they see it on TV. Actual important news usually doesn't make the mainstream media today, neither. Just the false stuff or stage stuff. Today, all media companies are owned by one corporation I think, if my memory serves me correct, I didn't verify that, but the agenda is to push the New World Order, disconnect humanity from each other, divide the people, fill the masses with hate and fear, and those that harvest energy want us on a low frequency. Evidently, negative energy is better for them to eat or harvest or whatever they do with it than joyful energy. They don't want it as much. I think they can still use it, but they don't want it. Now, people could dislike, Trump all they want. I don't. But I think his fake news allegations are absolutely true. I think Trump absolutely wants the masses to wake up. He has a neutral energy that seems as if he's working from somewhere outside this matrix. I feel he has a faction of benevolent, maybe extraterrestrials working with him. I get the reading that he's an experienced time traveler playing a very specific role. Now, what that role will ultimately be, I don't know. I sense that he may be in danger, and hopefully he takes proper protections. The best thing for anyone to do, especially if you're drowning in fear, is turn off the TV. Get rid of the thing. Have a TV burning ceremony. I gave up the TV 4 years ago, and I don't miss it. Now, I do still remain fully informed because I get online, but the good thing about getting online is you have a lot more control over what you see and what goes into your consciousness than with TV. TV just spits information at you. It's easy to shut a web page down and find a new one if you don't like what it says. Now, television can be very addictive, and it may not be as easy as you think to give it up. I advise tracking how much time you spend watching TV for a couple of weeks, and then maybe trying to reduce that. Now, I don't see anything wrong with watching an occasional comedy or family drama, but gory or violent images, programs that induce negative emotions like hate or anger should be avoided. If you're a parent, you need to pay very close attention to what your kids watch. Cartoons have a huge amount of adult information in them and subliminal messaging. And many times parents don't pay attention to what their kids are watching. Fortunately, my kids don't like it. My 15-year-old and my 8-year-old, they watch The Simpsons. That's literally it. And I allow The Simpsons because it has disclosure in it. TV really is terrible for the consciousness, and I hope that you take turning it off very seriously, at least minimizing your viewing. It's not a laughing matter. The intentions are for the controllers to dumb down the public even more, and some of these people are barely functioning at this point, and it's scary. And the fear being pushed on the children, it needs to stop. And so we need to turn it off. We want to quit feeding these masters and quit playing into their agendas. And one way to do that is to turn off the programming, and then that way we don't know what they want or what they're doing or whatever. I mean, keep up with the headlines, but that's it. Don't focus on it. Where focus goes, energy flows. Focus your energy on a positive future. Have a great day.